You on Instagram. I am getting set up live, and here we go. All right. I was about to say, okay, I guess you got to know what day it is to say happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you guys. Hey, on Instagram, hey, on Facebook, and LinkedIn and YouTube. I am super excited. You guys know that I love popping in for these brand chats. If you are new to me, my name is Tiffany Bethia. I am a digital brand strategist and I equip women of faith to build a life and business that they love. I do that through two primary brands, Say Black Girl, where I help build their faith, and I'm the founder of the Income Incubator, which is a 90-day intensive coaching program to show you how to boost your business bank account and stop sporadic sales. So I thought, you know what? Listen, we are in the kickoff of this program. I'm super excited. If you haven't heard the good news, Income Incubator is kicking off. Doors are opening on March 1st. We already got people coming in, but we still got space for you. Okay. So listen, you may be, this whole thing is not going to be talking about that because I want to give you some value, but I do want to let you know that that program is opening. We are now enrolling. And so if you are interested in, you've been here, I know some of you have previously watched content. If you want to know more, you can simply send me a DM and I'll send you some more information. Okay. So here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how to stop sporadic sales. Okay, we're talking about how to stop sporadic sales. And I want to give you 3 tips for literally boosting your, because listen, sis, your business bank account, it messaged me and said, I'm a little hungry. I would like to be fed a little bit more. And so here is what I know. I know that you have created a coaching program, you started a consulting business, you have written a book, you are a speaker, and there's some way that your passion and expertise you are serving the world with. But here is what I also know. You want to change lives, but your life should be one of the ones that's changed. Would you agree? And so here's what I often find. Oh, let me take these earpods out. Well, never mind. I think they're connected, so we're going to keep them. But here is what I often find that, first of all, the statistics around income for women in business are like sad and depressing. Right? Because while we are starting businesses at a rapid rate, our income is typically about half of our counterparts. And it is my passion to really help women in business to soar and to thrive and to get to the money. I love, and before I get into the 3 tips, I want to kind of like set this up for you. But hey, Michael Stegall, what's going on? One of the reasons that I'm so passionate about this is because in, all of the years I've been doing this, in the 7 years that I've been coaching, started coaching in 2016, I have noticed that sales and money in business is so much more than just sales and money. And these are the actual stories I've heard from clients. But with the additional money that I was able to help them make, they were able to take their kids to Disney. They were able to pay off debt. They were able to like move into the house that they really wanted to move into. Some of them were even able to leave a job that they couldn't stand and actually work a job that they love. And so it's so much more than just like money. It is all of the options and the freedom that that money provides you. And that's why I'm so passionate about, listen, if you're going to create the business, if you're going to have, you can't hear me on Instagram. I think it's because of these stupid AirPods. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Give me one quick second because I want you guys to hear this. Okay. So I think this is the issue, and we're gonna see if we can fix this. Okay. Let me know if that did it. Can give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me on Instagram. I think I had my AirPods in and my lapel mic, and I think that was just not the business. So let me know if you can hear me on Instagram. Hopefully you can. If not, I'll come back and do another training for you guys. So, but before I even dive into, these quick 3 tips I got for you, and we're gonna get in, we're gonna get out. But I wanted to really just kind of set the stage for why this is so important, because when you start your own business, now it's not this simple, but essentially you are creating your own ATM. You are creating something that when you have a need, you realize that, man, I need to increase my lifestyle. I want some additional income. Maybe my children have some needs. Your business should be able to fund those extra things that you need, And so that's the passion with which I want women in business to get to the sales and consistently. You have not poured in all of the money and time and energy and effort that you have into your business for it to give you drips of sales back, right? So let's talk about how you can open the floodgates and really begin to see consistent money in your business. The first one is going to seem obvious, but it's really not. And it is establish a clear sales goal. Establish a clear sales goal. So a lot of times when I see new folks coming in on Instagram, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Uh and hopefully I don't have to scrap this whole thing. So establish a clear sales goal. You would be so surprised how many times I talk to people and they come to me because they're like, hey, I need to grow this business. It's time to increase it. I'm like, great. How much would you like to be making each month? And they're like, well, I hadn't really thought about it. And I'm like, okay. Because here's what I want you to understand. When it comes to building your marketing engine and putting the pieces in place to make sure that you can get sales on a regular basis, I think of it a lot like building a map. And so it's almost like if you are trying to get to a destination and you go in ways, right? You need a starting destination and an ending destination. Have y'all ever tried to like put in directions? I've actually done this before, and maybe you didn't have an exact address, but you had like a neighborhood or an area, and you put that in as the ending address. I don't know if you have ever tried that. It's really ghetto. Like they will drop you off wherever because you didn't have a specific place. So it's like, well, we'll drop you somewhere, but we're not completely clear, right? As opposed to when you have a clear starting address and a clear ending address. And now we can give you turn by turn directions. And so for some of you, the reason that you're not ending up where you desire to end up in your business is because you don't have a clear ending destination. You don't know that I would like to make $20,000 this month, or I would like to get 5 new clients. And so how have I heard it said? What you don't, you cannot manage what you don't measure. You cannot manage what you don't measure. If you don't have a clear way to measure, how will I know when I've hit this goal? If you're just kind of like fingers crossed, hoping we're just trying to get whatever sales we can get this month, you're not going to know whether you really hit the mark. But you need to set a specific number. How much would change your life? For some of you, just an additional $1,000, just 2,500 every month could help change your life. What I know, statistically speaking, for the average American, for those of us in America, for most people, just an additional $1,000 a month could change your life. And so now, how can your business be in position to help fund what your life and your lifestyle and your dreams, right? So that's number one. Establish a clear sales goal, because if you come and work with someone like me who's going to help you grow it, we're going to have a clear number that everything else really is based on. Like, it's the first question I ask people, because all of the activity that we need to create needs to make sense for this number. So if two different people come to me and one of them wants to make $1,000 this month and the other one wants to make $100,000 this month, these are going to be two different roadmaps. And while the processes are going to be very similar, there's going to be more input and more that we're going to have to do to hit the $100,000 than we're going to have to do to hit the $1,000. Okay. So that's number one. Somebody put that, establish a clear sales goal. Even if you're watching this via replay, hey, replay viewers, what's up, y'all? I know that many of you will watch this after you get off of work. And so, hey, you can drop me a replay in the comment. Here is the number two thing that we have to decide. If you're new here, I can't talk and type. So I'm going to type this in real quick. Okay. And I did it in record time. If you're on Instagram, you're missing all of the glorious lower thirds, but you can come on over to YouTube or Facebook and see it. So the second thing that we need to do to stop sporadic sales is going to be determine how you will attract leads. Now, here's what I need you to know. You might say to me, well, how often should I be marketing my business? Well, how often would you like to get paid? Because having a business means you could get paid every day. We don't wait. We're not on the 15th and the 30th here. It's your business. You can get paid every day. And so if you want to take advantage of that and actually get paid every day, well, then you need to be getting in front of new people every single day. And so one of the things that we do inside of my income incubator is put together a process where you can get in front of new people who don't know who you are, who don't yet know about your business, but specifically need you. So not just anybody, but ideal clients and customers who are experiencing the problem that you solve, right? We have to figure out what is the best way for you to get their attention. And this is going to be different depending on, your industry, depending on what you offer, depending on where your people are. And so one of the things I really love to help my clients do is establish authority in their industry. And you can do this through creating a podcast. You can do this through having a YouTube channel. You can do this through live streaming, which is what I'm doing now, taking a moment to share some knowledge with you, to educate you on something that you may or may not be knowledgeable about. There are quite a few different ways to do it. And so one of the things that we love to do is to really help you pick what is the best way. If you have a program for busy moms, they don't have an hour to give you. They do not have an hour to give you. And so maybe a YouTube channel with smaller sound bites and quick videos could be a win for you, or even a TikTok channel or a TikTok page with short form videos, because they don't have a long amount of attention. Okay. Yeah. You know what, IG, we'll come back. We'll try again another day. So, okay. Okay. Listen, life be lifing. Okay. But we're going to keep this party rolling and I'll come back and do IG another day. Okay. We'll figure that out. So, for those of you here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, let me keep talking to you. So, determine how you will attract leads and get attention. This is very, very connected to who you serve, to what grabs and keeps their attention, right? And this involved in this step is also figuring out your messaging. So I did a post the other day, talking about a moment in time where I had the joy of working on Michelle Williams' first course launch, which was last year, by the way. I love all the people that were like, congratulations. It was literally an entire year ago. Like the memory popped up yesterday. But part of my responsibility was to craft messaging that was super attractive to that ideal audience. And this is not something that's a quick step or process, right? There can be a lot of pieces involved. And so what I walk you through are how to really figure out, once you figured out who that client is, how to figure out the words and the phrases that catch their attention and that move them into action. One of the things that I did for Michelle Williams' course was a focus group. Now, this was a little bit further in the process. Once we had had some meetings, we identified her heart, some of the things she wanted to share, the transformation she wanted to provide. But once we were clear on that and we said this is the target audience, I got together about 100 women and I had in-depth conversation. Now, this right here is going to be $1 million tip. I want you to um, write this down. Okay, I'm dropping sauce right now. Okay, if you want to truly have magnetic language, magnetic marketing, and messaging that pulls your audience in, pull it from your market. Don't pull it from your mind. I'm going to say that again. Pull the messaging from your market, not from your mind. What does that mean? Go to your audience, figure out the words and phrases that they use, and then package that up and give it back to them. So here's another practical example of when I did this. In my previous program before Income Incubator, I had a sales page and I noticed that there was a phrase that my clients or leads, people who weren't even in the program yet, would get on the phone with me and would constantly say. They would literally always say, I just feel like I'm all over the place. Right? I've got this, I've got that. I'm not sure what to do. I'm just all over the place. So, you know what I did? I took that phrase and I fed it back to them on my sales page and in my social media posts and everywhere that I was promoting. I would say, do you feel like you're all over the place? And every time they would hop on the phone with me, they would be like, when I saw that, I just knew this was for me. Well, do you know where I got that phrase? From them. A lot of you, as you're creating your social media content and all of this messaging that is supposed to be attractive, you're just pulling it out of your head. And you may not have yet proven to yourself that these are the words, these are the phrases that really grab and secure their attention. And so, if you haven't, one of the things that I walk you through in the Income Incubator is a specific step by step process. And there's multiple ways to do it to literally figure out what's the exact messaging and phrases that I know will attract my audience. Okay. So step one was establish a clear sales goal. Baby, if you don't have enough, baby, if you don't know how much you want to make, I don't know if I can help you make it. Like if you don't know how much you want to make, I don't know if I can help you make it. I need to know what is the clear number. Okay. Um, all right. Oh, let's type that properly. All right, I'm getting this lower third ready. Here we go. So we talked about number one, establishing a clear sales goal. Then number two, determining how will you attract leads. You got to get attention. You got to get in front of the people who need what you have. And it can't be random. There's a very strategic way to go about it based upon who your people are, how much time do they have, what's going to really capture their attention. The third step is determining how you will nurture and convert them. Now, my ideal client is a coach, a consultant, an author, or a speaker. And so, what I want you to know is you have a longer, what we call sales cycle, which essentially just means how long is it going to take for someone to find out about me and move through the process of know, like, trust, and all that, and being ready to buy. If you sold purses or makeup or jewelry, that time frame could be the same day, like could be super fast and quick. But what we know about information sellers, those of you who are selling your expertise, your knowledge, is that on average, it's going to take between 5 to 12 interactions with you for them to be ready to buy. Now, you got to be armed with that knowledge so that I see people give up too fast and say, man, nobody bought my course. I didn't sell enough, consulting or whatever it is. And when we really get into it, it's that they weren't ready to buy yet. But had you continued your marketing, they would have been ready to buy. And so, well, Tiffany, how do I put together 5 to 12 interactions for them to be ready? Well, that's what we do in step 3, right? And so inside of the Income Incubator, our entire month 3 is really dedicated to this step right here. That how now we've got some attention coming in, but how do you nurture and convert them, right? Because you can't assume that the first time that they hear about you, they're going to be ready to buy. So I've got to do some very specific things. And some of those things include an email marketing campaigns, right? I talk in the program about the specific email campaigns you need, right? The very specific how often should you be emailing them and what exactly should you be saying, right? But then also that may include a Facebook group. Many of you may have a Facebook group, which is a place where you can kind of nurture and talk to and build relationship with people who may be interested in your products. Your podcast and your social media feed is another place that it can serve as a duo. It can attract new people, but it also can nurture people who are still kind of watching you and still kind of learning to see your expertise, your personality, looking for receipts. And so you want to be super clear about what am I using, like we said in step 2, to attract, but then also what am I using to nurture and to convert. Now, I want to lean in on the conversion part because nurture has everything to do with building relationship with them, sharing information, educating them, entertaining them, engaging them, building relationship, building that know, like, trust factor. But a lot of you are not asking for the sale. Sis, I'm not pulling out my credit card if you don't ask me. I mean, you got to ask me. Like, you can't just put your product, your program in front of me and then just kind of be standing there like, this is what a lot of you do. You're just kind of like, here's my program. There are some very strategic ways, and I call them these live selling moments. There is a category because there's lots of different ways that you can do them. You can do a webinar. You can do a Q&A session. You can do something I was doing in a previous program, an open house. Because of how much content I was sharing, I knew that when my audience was interested in the program, that they had received a lot of content from me. And so I decided they didn't need a webinar from me. I'm just going to give them an open house to see what the program is. For some of you, you can do that. If people are coming to you from your podcast or from other places where you've been heavily educating them, your live sell moment might simply be an open house, right? You could do a challenge, you could do a masterclass. There are so many different ways, and it really has to do with what do you sell. So typically, when people come to me and they have a membership or they have some program that community is a big part of what they sell, I usually recommend a multi-day live sell. Why? Because in 60-minute webinar, I may not get enough of the essence of what I need to purchase. But if I spend 3 to 5 days with you, at the end of that period, I can be ready to say, yeah, I want to be a part of this community, right? And so that's just one example of how strategically we take a look at what you sell, what you have to offer, and what's the best way to convert people. I was working on something today, and it's important for you to realize that, like, for example, inside of the income incubator, we will put together your marketing engine and you're going to get all of this new attention and people who are interested in what you have. But it's very important. And so one of the bonuses I have is a training that shows you how to convert all of the people that you're getting, because it's not enough to build out this marketing engine and get all of this new attention, but you actually got to convert and sell the attention that you get. Okay. So y'all know I believe in getting in and out in 30 minutes. Okay. So quick recap. Number one, establish a clear sales goal. If you don't know the number, I don't know if I can help you. No, but really, you in order to build an effective roadway, we need a clear destination. How do you want 10K? Do you want 50K? Do you want 100K? What is the number goal? Number two, we need to determine how will you get attention? How are you going to get leads? What's going to be the best way for you to go out into the marketplace and announce what you have? And there is no one size fits all. Podcast doesn't make sense for everybody. A YouTube channel doesn't make sense for everybody. We have to really look at what you sell, who your target audience is, and what makes the most sense, right? And then step 3 is determine how you will nurture and convert them. For those of you who are coaches, consultants, authors, speakers, we know that statistically speaking, it's going to take 5 to 12 interactions For some of you, even more, depending on your price point, the level of trust needed. And so, how do we strategically set up these interactions via email, via social media? What are the free opportunities? What are the paid ads? What are the sequences that we put together to make sure that somebody seamlessly moves from new lead who's interested to repeat customer? Okay. So that's all I got for you guys today. I don't like to, I know some of you might be on your lunch break, or some of you, my replay viewers, are watching this at the end of the day. And you're like, I don't have an hour, Tiffany, but give it to me quick. I got 30 minutes to get in and out, if that. I do want to just remind you guys that the income incubator is now enrolling. If you are a coach, consultant, author, speaker, a woman in business who is ready to stop sporadic sales, stop posting and hoping and guessing where your next client is going to come from, but you're ready to build out a marketing engine that brings you new people every day. You're like, I don't even know how I'm going to do that, but that does sound interesting. I want you to simply send me a DM, whether you are on, I forgot Instagram's not here anymore, but whether you are on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. If you are on YouTube, I want you to go to, you say, I can't send you a DM. You are absolutely right. I want you to go to TiffanyBethia.com, and you will see the link there for you to apply or learn more information and to apply for a discovery call. There is an application process because I want to take the right people, because I want to build success stories and I want to make sure that you are a perfect fit for the program. So if you think that's something you're interested in, the program kicks off on March 1st, and it is my absolute goal to make sure that you are able to 10x your investment into the program. I'm not playing. Listen, I have been able to help people make $10,000 in a day, right? And so I stand confidently on what I'm able to do. And I'm excited to help you break through whatever income barrier currently exists in your business. Because I know I'm ending this call where I started it. It's not just about money. I have seen what the additional income can do in my clients' lives. I have seen how the additional 1,000, the additional 5,000, the additional 10,000 and beyond has opened up so many opportunities and freedom of what they can do with their children, of leaving a job they didn't like, of doing things for their health, spa days, and paying off debt and credit. So I know that every dollar I can help you make in your business opens up another choice, opens up another option for you that impacts every area of your life. And so that's why my passion is to help you stop sporadic sales. Unless you actually have a nonprofit, this is not a nonprofit, sis. And I want to help you get to the profit. So, like I said, for those of you on YouTube, you can go to TiffanyBethia.com. If you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Facebook, you can just simply shoot me a message and let me know, hey, I'd like to know a little bit more about that income incubator. And we can talk about what you need to do to apply and get more information. All right, guys, I'm excited, and I will see you guys on the next brand chat. Peace.